Welcome to the everyday adventures of the Wheeliehogs. Join little Wee and his family, especially Nana, as they live their lives alongside friends and neighbours in Hoglington. The Butterfly Path. It was a quiet Sunday morning, and the whole family happened to be up early and gathered in the kitchen having a Sunday morning cuppa together after a really busy week. Rainbow had spent their very first day at their very first Saturday job, making milkshakes and selling ice creams at the Shake It Up milkshake shop in the next town. Rainbow had really enjoyed their first day at work and couldn't wait to go back next Saturday. Mama and Papa were very proud of Rainbow having their very first job and asked if the whole family would like to join them in having a lovely restful day out, only if they wanted to. "Oh yes, please," said Rainbow. "I would love to, and it would be great if we could all go." Oh yes, I want to come," shouted little Wheelie excitedly. "Where are we going?" "Well," said Papa, "I have heard of a really magical place not far from Hoglington, where there are lots and lots of butterflies everywhere, and I mean everywhere, but you have to visit at the right time of year." "And is it the right time of year?" asked Rainbow, quite excited at the idea of seeing lots and lots of butterflies. "Yes, it is," replied Papa, and with that, Nana, Papa, Mama, Rainbow, Pinky Bow and little Wheelie all wheeled off to pack their bags for a magical day out searching for butterflies. As usual, Nana had plenty of supplies in the cupboards for packed lunches, which of course included cake, so the family were ready for the day's adventures very quickly. They all left the house and headed for the bus stop, chatting about butterflies and listening to Rainbow talking about their very first day at work, and little Wee telling everyone how excited he was to be going on the bus. "You go on the bus all the time," said Pinky Bow. "I know," replied little Wee, "but I still love it. In fact, when I grow up, I think I want to be a bus driver and drive Wheeliehogs everywhere, all over the place, wherever they want to go, and see the whole world." "That sounds lovely, little Wee," replied Mama with a smile. The bus pulled up and little Wee was the first one on, headed straight for the back seats. "Come on, Nana, come and sit with me, come and sit with me," shouted little Wee excitedly. I'm coming," replied Nana, laughing and also feeling excited for the day ahead. All the family settled onto the bus and continued their chats when suddenly Papa jumped up. "We're here, come on, off we all get." There was a bit of a shuffling and kerfuffling as the family gathered their things and made their way to the front of the bus to get off. "Wait!" All the Wheeliehogs looked around. It was Mama shouting. Mama was frantically looking through her bags. "My bag feels too light," she said. "Something is missing. I think it's Nana's cake. It must be on the bus somewhere." Suddenly, all the family and all the other passengers on the bus were looking under the seats, looking everywhere for Nana's cake. They were all starting to feel a bit despondent because nobody had found it when the driver suddenly shouted, "There it is! It's there! Quick, before it rolls away!" The driver was pointing outside the bus. Rainbow wheeled as fast as they could, leaping over Pinky Bow and jumping out of the bus just in time to catch the cake before it rolled into a muddy puddle. "Phew," said Nana and Mama at the same time. "That was close. We nearly had a mud cake instead of a fruit cake." They were all very relieved that Rainbow had rescued the cake as they followed Papa in the direction of the magical place full of butterflies. After a short wheel into some beautiful countryside, Papa said, "I think we're here." Papa was looking around, admiring the view. They were in a clearing surrounded by trees and hills, and the sun was beginning to shine, bathing everything around them in a warm and inviting light. "Okay, this is all very lovely," said Pinky Bow, "but I can't see any butterflies. Can we at least stop and have our picnic before we carry on?" "Good idea, Pinky. I'm starving," replied Little Wee, as he rummaged through the bags, getting out all the lovely food that Nana had packed. "Don't let the cake escape again," shouted Rainbow, laughing. The family all ate and chatted, and when they were finished eating, Papa decided they should all head for a small path which they could see in the distance, which seemed to lead into a small wooded area. Pinky Bow was still feeling a little disappointed as she pointed out that there were still no butterflies to be seen anywhere. "Have some patience," said Papa. "Follow me." The Wheeliehogs all followed Papa silently this time, soaking up the feel of the sun on their faces and the beautiful surroundings. They reached the path and stopped in their tracks. They were all mesmerized. "Oh, it's so beautiful," said Mama. "There are so many colours." "And it appears to be moving," said Pinky Bow. All the Wheeliehogs moved a little closer. "Oh, yes," replied Little Wee. "It is moving. The path of colours is moving. It's so beautiful. What is it?" Then, all of a sudden, as they all slowly made their way down the beautiful path, the path began to lift, and what they were all seeing was the most magical and amazing sight that any of them had ever seen. It was hundreds and hundreds of butterflies. The butterflies were everywhere, all colours and sizes, and as the Wheeliehogs continued to wheel along the path, the butterflies silently lifted as they approached and then settled back on the path behind them as they passed. They were all surrounded by butterflies. There were butterflies in the air, there were butterflies in the trees, and there were butterflies in the bushes. There were butterflies surrounding them on the path, and the butterflies were even landing on them. Pinky Bow had the most amazingly beautiful one, all different shades of pink, which landed on her bow. Little Wheelie laughed. "You are wearing 2 bows now, Pinky," he said. "I love them," replied Pinky. "They are so pretty." All the Wheeliehogs continued to enjoy the butterflies, gliding, dancing and wheeling amongst them for the rest of the afternoon. It seemed as though the butterflies were enjoying their company too. Papa announced that it was time to go as they didn't want to miss the bus home. Little Wheelie reluctantly said goodbye to a huge brown butterfly that had decided to settle on his nose, and watched as it took off and delicately flew off into the distance. "Goodbye, beautiful butterfly. Thank you for hanging out with me," Little Wee called after it. Little Wee glanced back at the colourful path as they left the clearing, headed for the bus stop, but it was now in shade and the butterflies had gone. Little Wee wondered to himself whether the butterflies would be there again tomorrow. He hoped they would, so that others could enjoy the amazing sight of the butterfly path. Until next time, roll with the Wheeliehogs.